After years of serving the community, an organization may soon be closing their doors, and we're speaking with the clients who rely on them most.
A Snyder police officer shot in the head, the latest on his condition. What does a new high-tech NICU unit mean for West Texas newborns?
Find out how the city of Midland is trying to keep their bicyclists safe on busy streets. Coming up.
These stories right now on CBS 7 News at 6.
We'll get those stories in just a moment, but first, actual, real rain in the Permian Basin.
We have to call it real now, even some severe thunderstorm warnings. So let's check in right now with our meteorologist Juan Acuna for a look at what's going on outside. Juan?
Oh, that's right, Jay Tatum. A very welcome sight across the Permian Basin, and we'll take you straight to the pinpoint weather 4x4 radar. Take a look at what's going on as the sweeps are scanning the skies, and we even have a severe thunderstorm warning here in Ector County that is in effect until 6:30. Now, this storm is moving to the north at 10 miles an hour, and right now it's located about 8 miles to the west of West Odessa. As we go ahead and zoom just a little bit more, some high winds are being associated with this. We've gotten some reports of some thunder, some lightning, even some pea-sized to mothball-sized hail are being associated with this storm here. You can see a pretty decent to severe thunderstorm, basically encompassing the north central portion of Ector County. Now, you can notice some of those are also stretching towards the Midland area as well, just to the west of the metro, I should say, going along I-20. So a very welcome sight around the area. We'll go ahead and take that circle off and take a more broad look at what the whole picture looks like right now. You can see just to the south around Fort Stockton, Monahans, that activity is starting to dwindle down. But again, main activity is around the Permian Basin, around Goldsmith, just to the west of Odessa, around Kermit, Winkler. A lot of people reporting some lightning, thunder, hail as well. Very heavy rain associated with this, in excess of up to ½ an inch an hour. So some really active weather going on around the Permian Basin, and we'll have a lot more weather coming up in just a bit.
Juan, thanks very much. A massive wildfire burning right now south of Big Spring. Tonight, crews are working to get it out with all the help they can get.
28 units are on the scene right now near FM 821, including 5 planes from the Texas Forest Service. Thousands of acres have burned, threatening at least 4 structures, 3 of them homes. Right now, there is a 15% containment on what is being called the clay fire.
Let's check in right now with CBS 7's Bo Berman. He's been on the scene all afternoon. Bo, tell us how crews are going about getting this fire put out.
Well, the clay fire here in Howard County has been burning for 7 hours, 7 hours so far, and at this point it's only 20% contained. And we've just learned from Howard County Volunteer Fire Chief Tommy Sullivan that 2 of his firefighters have been overcome by smoke. Their truck was overrun by flames and smoke, and they had to be taken to the Scenic Mountain Medical Center for treatment. He says they'll probably be okay, but that just gives you an idea of how strong this fire is. I want to show you behind me here. This fire is at several points still blowing up, so to speak. You can see the black and white smoke in the distance there, and there's still air support from the Texas Forest Service working to try and contain this thing. Like I said, it's been going 7 hours, and it's still to the point where you see these major flare-ups here, this black smoke all along this vast area here. This fire is about 5 to 7 miles outside of Forsan. That's where we are right now, where residents have really been captivated by this today. Not in a good way, though. They've just been taking a look at it and hoping that it doesn't come this way. Fortunately, the winds are heading away from Forsan, so it doesn't look like it'll threaten right here. Hopefully those firefighters are okay, and everyone's hoping some of that rain from West Odessa makes its way over here eastward to the Big Spring Forsan area in Howard County. We'll keep you updated and have the latest on this coming up at 10 o'clock. For now, reporting live in Forsan, Bo Berman, CBS 7 News.
Bo, thanks. And another fire breaks out down the road near Coahoma. Pictures like this one were sent to us from our viewers. This is at mile marker 186 on Interstate 20. According to KBST radio, the fire started south of I-20 around Salem Road, then jumped the interstate, and firefighters were able to contain the fire in the median before it could spread. TxDOT is helping with traffic right now. Howard County volunteer and Big Spring firefighters are also still working the scene.
I'm scared to death because I have nowhere else to get any help.
New details tonight on thousands of low-income households who may soon be devastated if a local organization folds. It's a story you saw first here on CBS 7. The Community Council of Reeves County has been providing help for years. Now an investigation by the state into possible fraud has shut off its funding, leaving the organization $386,000 short.
Now they may have to shut their doors, leaving their clients without services. CBS 7's Shelley Childers is in the newsroom to explain how bleak the future may be for some people. Shelley?
One of the greatest challenges many of these clients face every month is paying their utility bills. The Community Council typically helps pay for the 3 most expensive gas and electric bills every year, but soon that may be over.
Clients that we deal with in this program are on fixed incomes, and without the help that comes through these programs, their lifestyle, their quality of life will be hindered greatly.
Clients like Janice Babcock, who is terminally ill and has relied on the council for years to help pay for her utility bills so that she can pay for medication. But if the organization folds, she admits her life would change.
I'll have to make a choice between my medications and food and, stuff like that, and my utilities would probably be cut off.
And cutting off her utilities would be detrimental to her health and medical care.
We've seen her family step in and try to help her, but there's only so much people can do. Whether you have the community helping and your family helping, you still need assistance.
Is there anyone else or anywhere else that you can get services or help to pay those utility bills?
No, ma'am, there isn't. Well, I'm just hoping and praying that it don't happen, because a lot of people's lives will be, in jeopardy.
West Texas Opportunities tells us their board did agree to take over the weatherization program from the council, but have not agreed to take on any other programs like utility services. Reporting in the newsroom, Shelley Childers, CBS 7 News.
Shelley, thanks. The Community Council for Reeves County will be holding its next meeting on Thursday at 6 o'clock inside the Ward County Community Center in Monahans. The board is expected to vote on relinquishing all of their programs and disbanding. CBS 7 will be there to tell you what happens.
More stories that are all new at 6 tonight. It's another battle for a controversial Midland apartment complex. People getting ready to move into the Blue Ridge apartments are being told they will have to wait until the complex puts down a $50,000 deposit to the city. 2 of the buildings had to wait to open because nearby homeowners claimed they looked right into their backyards. City Council recently reviewed the changes to the buildings and approved them, but now other aspects of the project have yet to be finished, and the city is holding off granting a certificate of occupancy until they are finished. Unless Blue Ridge pays that collateral, city tells us the project should have been completed 2 months ago.
A Snyder police officer remains in critical condition after being shot in the head. Police say Officer Daryl Campbell was shot about 12:30 this morning when he and his partner responded to a call of shots fired. While interviewing people at the scene, the gunman shot Campbell in the head. A firefight followed between the shooter and Campbell's partner, and the gunman was killed.
I thought it was fire. I knew it wasn't fireworks because nobody popped one. I heard one set of rounds go off, like about 5 or 6 shots. And then there was a delay, and it was probably only like about 2 minutes, and I heard another set of rounds go off.
Campbell is in the hospital in Lubbock and has been with the Snyder Police Department since 2009. Police say the shooter has a criminal history. Texas Rangers are investigating the case.
The city of Midland is in the the first stages of getting funding for a hike and bike trail that would circle around the entire city.
12 miles of trails for cyclists and runners to keep them safe off the busy roads. CBS 7's Jennifer Samp explains.
Just love riding, so we wear helmets and try to be safe.
Carrie and Holden Stallings are on their way to Grandma's house, but Carrie says they're restricted to only neighborhoods because of busy streets.
And the most obvious challenge is that there's cars, so we feel a little nervous. We try to be safe, we go slow.
Easily quickly turn in from an enjoyable bike ride to a harrowing experience is a large truck that may come and cut your lane.
Rick McGrath with the Parks and Recreation Commission says they are in the first stages of getting a hike and bike trail.
Bicyclists like Carrie have to face everyday traffic like this with her son Holden. With this bike trail, they'll be able to skip this traffic completely.
Crossing the streets is kind of scary. I have to hop off my bike and walk with him.
You were almost hit on Wadley.
There are some cars that came very close. There are narrow roads and there are, higher speed traffic.
Like many other cities, McGrath says they would place the trail near the draws.
As you see this child right here walking, this is a great place for a hike and bike trail for kids to safely get to and from the pool, the tennis court, anywhere they want to run around with their friends. Even on a hot day like today, it's better to have them off the streets and on a safe trail.
He says in a recent survey, a trail was the #1 thing the community asked for. The 12-mile track would cost up to $55,000 a mile to fund. The committee is asking for private sponsorships for each mile.
Such a great public outcry in the survey that we made, and also we're finding a lot of individual citizens stepping forward wanting a hike and bike trail, willing to contribute funds.
It'd be fun to have a safe place with a little bit more distance.
In Midland, Jennifer Samp, CBS 7 News.
Jennifer, thanks. Nearly 50 people lose their lives in bicycle versus vehicle crashes a year in Texas. In fact, TxDOT estimates that a range from 140 people to more than 1,300 people per day who suffer injuries in bike accidents. Many of them go unreported. Well, there is more to come here on CBS 7 News at 6.
What does a brand new high-tech ICU unit for newborns mean for expectant mothers in the Permian Basin?
And there are a lot of new businesses popping up between Midland and Odessa, but we'll tell you why this one is special.
And parts of the basin still getting some isolated showers and thunderstorms around the region. How long will they last, and how does your 7-day forecast look? The weather is coming up next. Most certainly very nice to see it around the area, but still very dry conditions outside. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect till 6:30. High winds. Want to be careful out there if you're out and about on the roads.
Okay.
So don't light your barbecue pit just yet.
Don't light it just yet, but enjoy the rain.
Yep.
One thanks.
With the oil boom comes a boom of another Permian Basin business, especially hospitals.
We'll take a look at what an expansion project years in the making means for the area's expectant mothers. That's coming up after the break. You're watching CBS 7 News, your eye on West Texas. It seems there are new businesses being built between Midland and Odessa every day, but one is something different than you might think. If you travel on Highway 191, you might have noticed this large building, which is being constructed. Our crew stopped by the site today where a liquor license notice is posted. A call to the TABC confirmed that the owner, Hurriger Entertainment, is in the process of applying for a mixed drink license. Builders we spoke to on the site say it will be a dance hall. We've been unable to confirm that with the owners.
An expansion at Odessa Regional Medical Center that will serve some of their smallest patients is now completed. Their new neonatal intensive care unit is now the largest in the basin. The expansion increases the facility from 30 beds to 49, all to serve the growing needs of precious newborns.
Well, as technology expands, as well as the population within West Texas and surrounding areas, the need for more rooms, more technology, more services to provide our neonates was warranted.
The hospital serves over 17 counties and delivers close to 3,000 babies each year. The official grand opening for the facility is tomorrow. However, newborns are already moving in.
They're moving in. That's kind of a funny way to
put it.
Come on, move in, newborns. Brian Wilkerson joins us now to look at sports. Okay, the home run derby, now the real deal.
Now the real deal. The 82nd All-Star game will kick off this evening. It is the fight for home field advantage in the World Series, as we know. We'll get to that in a minute, but first let's get to our trivia question sponsored by Window World.
Entertainment Tonight is coming up next.
You make it a great evening.